Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. And today is a very exciting day because at last, after all my waiting and wanting them, I've finally got some exhaust for the ZZR. So today we're going to be doing that, but first, before we get into that, I just want to run through a few things that I've done to the bike in the last, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or so. First of all, I've got a new grab handle for the back of it, because the old one, not only was it a bit scratched up, but it also was missing the little, I'm not sure what they are, luggage holder things that were on the side of them. So I've got a new one of them I picked up cheap enough off eBay. Second thing is I've also got a nice radiator guard as well for it, and that wasn't expensive either. It's not an R&G one, it was very reasonably priced. I think it was only about 30 quid, I think it was, so that was good. So I'll put that on. All the fairings are now back on as well with the new titanium green bolt kit that I got, so all the bike is pretty much back together now. And the main thing, I'm not sure if you can see it from here, the main thing is I've also got a an ABBA stand for it. So it's got the wheels on it, which means I can move the bike any which way I want, any way around the garage, which makes doing anything to it, I mean doing the exhaust and whatever else I've been doing to it, it's made everything very easy, because I can shift it out from that wall and get around that side of it and move it any way I want. So that's the main thing. And the other thing I've got as well, which I just forgot to mention, is I've finally got a new screen for it. This is the one off that normally comes on the performance sport models. So it's got the two holes in the front, and the main difference is it's got the lip at the top to sort of, you know, help with the airflow, which the other one didn't have. So I'm hoping once I get out on this and give it a try, once the weather perks up a bit. At the moment it's absolutely bloody miserable out there. Every day is rubbish. But yeah, I'm hoping once the weather picks up a bit, I'll be able to get out and try, and hopefully hopefully it should be a hell of a difference over the other one anyway, which isn't difficult, but hopefully it'll be better. But probably more important than any of those things at the moment is I now have a heater. Doesn't look like much, but it's more than enough to heat up this little space here, so that has been brilliant. Right, so back to the exhaust. This is some of the kit we've got here. I can't fit everything onto this little table I've got, so this is just one of the link pipes and one of the silencers in there. The other one is still in the box over there. You get the gasket paste with it. You'll get both the hangers for the exhausts. You'll get 4 clamps, 2 of which are already on each of the end cans. The other 2 clamps you need are there, and the various bolts and stuff you need for doing it. So I'll get one of the silencers out and show you which ones I've gone for. Right, so this is them. Just lift the clamp off the end. Right, now here we are. Look at that. Nice carbon fibre on here. The quality is very, very nice. All the quality of the welds is very good. I'll show you that end. Very, very nice indeed. Now there's a reason why I went for this as opposed to, I did want the shorter one. Obviously I wanted the cosmetic looks of the shorter one with the blue tip as much as the next person would, but I went for these for one very simple reason, and that's noise. The shorter ones weren't actually road legal, but that's not what bothered me. It was simply because I already have enough problems with my ears and earaches and headaches and so on. And I didn't want the noise to, you know, do my head in. So I really did want the shorter ones, but I just didn't think, for me personally, it wasn't worth the risk of the shorter one absolutely doing my head in, especially on a longer ride, because I've heard just how noisy they can be. So I really didn't want to take that risk, so that's why I ended up going for these ones. But I still think they'll look absolutely brilliant when they're on the bike. So they also have, like most cans, they have removable baffles, so that screw will come out there and then the baffle should just pop out. So I can do that if I want to make more noise, but we'll see how it goes. Right, you may have noticed a minute ago when I was showing you the stand that the old exhausts are already off the bike. Now they're over here. Now my original plan was to film the whole thing, you know, was to film me taking these ones off and then getting the new ones on. But the only reason why that hasn't happened is because I came in here the other day and I thought I'll remove the centre stand, which I've got just down here. I've already taken it off. I thought I'll remove the centre stand to save me the hassle of doing it today when the exhaust came. But as it turned, I didn't know this at the time, but as it turns out, you can't actually get the centre stand off with the with link pipes with the exhaust on, you've got to take the exhaust off to be able to physically get the bolts out for the centre stand. So I ended up taking them off. It wasn't too bad really. The only thing was the clamps were a bit rusty. One of them, I don't know if you can see it here, one of them, this one here, look, I actually had to cut the bolt off with the angle grinder. So that nice useful tool down there, yeah, I had to cut that one off because it simply would not budge. So, but never mind, because I've got new ones with the Black Widow stuff anyway. So so yeah, the old ones are off, so we're ready to crack straight on and put the new ones on. Right, so what I'm going to do first, before I do anything else, before I put any gasket paste or anything on it, is I'm just going to test fit it and just make sure I've got everything in the right position. Right, so that slots on there nicely. That looks about right to me. Yeah, that all looks good, so I reckon I've got the right pieces in the right places. So let's get the clamps on the gaskets. Right, so I'm going to start by applying some paste. Right, let's just let that one. Right, so that pipe's on. I'm not going to tighten anything up yet, I'm just going to put it all on and tighten it all up once I'm absolutely positive everything's in the position that I want it to be. So, right, and let's get this one roughly into position. These brackets here actually come with a spacer if you need them, but this hanger here is so thick that there is no way you need it for this particular bike. No way whatsoever. Right, so I think I am happy with that position. Let me just check the other end. Right, so I'm happy with that positioning, so now I'm going to go ahead and tighten all this one down and then crack on with the next side. Right, that's that one all done up. Clear the rest of this paste off of it in a minute. Now it's just the hanger one to do. And there we go, that's one side done. Beautiful. Now I'll demonstrate the beauty of this stand. There we go. Now I can easily get to the other side. Right, so I'm going to do the same this side. I'm just going to test fit and just make sure I'm happy with the position of everything before I use the gasket or tighten anything down. Right, yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how that's sitting. I'll go ahead and get the paste and the clamps on. Just get some paste around this end. Not a massive amount, but just enough to, so that you know once it hardens it will seal the gap. Obviously some kind of rubber glove is ideal to do this really, because I don't really want to get any of this stuff on my fingers. Just sit the clamp in the right position there for now, so we sort the rest of it out. Get the clamp on. I'm not going to tighten anything up just yet, because I just want to double check that everything's sitting where it should be. Right, so I've just had a good look around it and I'm quite happy with how it's sitting. It all seems to be sitting where it should, so I'm going to go ahead now and start tightening everything up. I'll start with the clamp down there. So that's it, we're done. Everything's tightened down, everything looked good. I am very, very pleased with them. I think they look absolutely brilliant. So much better than these god-awful things that I've been so desperate to get rid of for the last nearly year. But finally, at last, it actually looks decent. So yeah, that's all that done. I'm very pleased with how that went. It was really quite straightforward and wasn't that difficult at all. So just basic stuff really. So I'm quite pleased I got that done. I'm not going to do a sound test or anything now because it's quite late and I've got kids and stuff in bed. So I'll probably do that at a different time. I might test it with and without the baffles just to see what the actual difference is. From what I can tell from other people that have done it on any exhaust really, or whether it's just because it's on camera, but it doesn't actually, most of the time, to me, it doesn't sound that much louder without the baffles in. It just seems like a different tone of a noise. It seems like a deeper noise rather than necessarily a louder noise. But I might try that at some point and see what it's like. So anyway, yeah, that'll do it for me on this one, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.